Hi, my name is Pirja. I'm originally from Finland, but I've lived in the UK for nearly 30 years now, and I'm a very keen knitter. And today I thought I would do something slightly different. I might be moving house soon, so I've done my first round of preparations at the weekend for the imminent house move if it happens. Nothing set in stone house sale and purchase wise until contracts are exchanged in the UK, and normally the completion is on the same day. So things go on for several weeks, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden you might say, right, we exchange and complete this Friday. So the end always comes really, really quickly. This will be my 10th house purchase. We bought our first flat on the Isle of Man in 2007, I think. So I've been on the property ladder for nearly 20 years now, and it's always so stressful. I always forget, because my memory sort of forgets all the negative stuff. I think that's self-preservation stuff. So, but yeah, it has been quite stressful. But I talk about the house stuff at the end in case you're not interested and you're here for the knitting. But what I thought I would do a little stash tour, because at the weekend, like I said, I've done the first round of preparations. I haven't packed anything. I don't want to jinx anything, but I've got everything ready and tidied up and organised. And I did that with my stash too. This is my living room, and I love to have my stash on display to inspire me. I don't like to have it in bags or in the bottom cupboard. I like to have it behind these glass doors. I've got the glass doors open so that you can see in. But normally, I tend to go through phases where I buy lots of yarn, then I knit it all up, and then I buy another lot. But I'm moving to much smaller house, which I'm so excited about. So I will have very limited space to store and display my yarn. So I'm on a knit down. I'm an avid Ravelry user. I love Ravelry for patterns, for project pictures, keeping track of my stash. I use it a lot, and I love it when other people use it too, so I can see what they've done, how much they've used, and so on. So I use Ravelry, and all my stash is on Ravelry, and I find it so useful when you go and look at patterns. It will suggest what yarn you've got in your stash for that pattern. So that's great too. But yeah, all my stash is on Ravelry. I'll start with what I've got on my needles first. Saying that, I just said all my stash is on Ravelry. I have cheated a little. Me and my friend are running knitting courses in the coming weeks, and we've done a lot of preparation work for the course. First, we're running an intensive knitting in the round workshop. So I've got some yarn on the needles in my shop, ready for the course. So I haven't counted that in my stash. I've got 4 hats on the needles, 2 pairs of hand warmers, and about 10 pairs of socks. So yeah, I've got them all on the needle. So I haven't counted them in my stash because they are going to be knitted as the workshops progress. So yeah, I've kept them separate, and I'll be knitting them on them when I'm in the shop. Also doing those workshops to keep those projects going along with the workshop. Anyway, that's a long-winded way to say this is all I've got at home. This is what's on my Ravelry, and this is what I count as my stash. I've got 3.1 kilos in my stash according to Ravelry, which I was quite surprised. When I go through it, it doesn't really look like 3.1 kilos. I'm surprised that there is as much as that. I'm comfortable with the stash This is a very personal thing, but I like to knit with new, fresh yarn. So I like my stash to be less than 5 kilos, really. Less the better, but I do like to have some to inspire me and to look at and to make the cupboard look pretty. So what I've got on my needles is I've started a second pair of Moomin House socks. Sorry, I haven't prepared these, so they come as they are. My first pair was not a terrible fail, but my floats were really tight. So I'm doing much better with this one. I'm knitting it on magic loop so I can stretch the stitches and stretch the floats, and my floats are really untidy, but I'm catching the floats every 2 stitches to make sure that these will stretch and fit. This colour work looks really untidy. I'm hoping that it will block out, but it might just be because I've been stretching it to its limit. So I've got another Moomin House sock on the go. I might pair this up with the one I've already knitted because I knitted a pair, but the second sock was a striped sock in the same colours as this one, so it wasn't a full colour work sock. So I've got that on my needles. I've got Drops Fable in various colours in this project bag ready for it. Then I've got another knit in here in cotton, in King Cole cotton socks yarn that I'm going to rip out. I have started raglan summer top down summer top, just following a free drops pattern, but I've decided against this pattern. Nothing wrong with it, it's knitting up lovely, but everyone, including my friend, is knitting the Sabai top, so I've decided to pull this back and knit that one instead, holding this yarn double, and I've just got enough here leftovers to knit that. So I've got that there. I'm going to rip that out. I've only just decided that this morning, that's why I haven't ripped that out yet. And I've also got sort of a sample knit on the needles. This is the Le Pouf sweater by Hedgehog Fibres. It's a free pattern. It's not designed to be stripes. It is designed to be a fade. And I've just knitted the Le Pouf cardigan, which faded beautifully, but I had this yarn left. I didn't have enough in one colour to do this, just a solid colour jumper, and also I couldn't fade it because my browns aren't the same colour. They're very different colours, so I didn't feel that I could fade these. Probably anything's possible, but I just at the time couldn't see a way of fading these, so I decided to do 2 row stripes. It's a nice big neckline. I haven't got a jumper like this, so I'm enjoying that. I've done one sleeve, just cast it off this morning. These are supposed to be they're supposed to be increases after the elbow on the sleeve, but I just knitted these straight because I felt that this striped sweater would be better with straight sleeves, no increases. And I think I might have enough to knit the cardigan as well with this yarn. And I'm thinking of doing the top in beige, knit as far as I can with the beige colour, and then the colour block it, do brown bottom. So that's my plan. I've really enjoyed knitting the Le Pouf cardigan. I've enjoyed knitting this one too, but it was a real surprise how much knitting in the flat you do. Now that you're looking at it, you will know that you'll do knitting in the flat all the way there, but when you see it on the back, I put a stitch marker there. It's knitted flat all the way to the stitch marker. So it was a lot of knitting flat, but it helps to create that big round neckline. I don't know if it's a little bit too short. These jeans aren't low-waisted, so it might be okay. No, aren't high-waisted. They are sort of right, my belly button's right where that button is. So I think it'll be okay, actually. Nice summer evening jumper. It is Drops Flora and Drops Kid Silk held together for both colours. Oh, I'll mix and match there. Yeah, I've got these held together and these held together. So you can see the brown is closer to a beige, so I couldn't find a way of fading that. But yeah, I'm enjoying the stripes. Hopefully I'll finish the sleeve today, and then I will either cast on the Sabai top or Le Pouf cardigan, or both. I might go wild and do both. But so that's what's on in my knitting bags and on my needles. And then I couldn't resist some Drops Charisma in sale. It's in the sale this month. This is a very, very solid colour. So my plan is to knit something textures with this. Either the Ingrid sweater, which I love, or another one of these. This is Winter's Beach cardigan by Andrea Mowry. I've got 3 of these. I just love knitting this so much, and I wear one of the 3. I've got this one. This is knitted with Drops Daisy, held together with Rico Make It Tweed. I wear this one. I've got a brown one, which is Drops Fable, held to 2 strands held together. And then I've got a grey one. And I think that's probably Drops Lima. So I don't know how, yeah, I think I would enjoy wearing this. So I might knit another one of these cardigans. It's lovely. I absolutely adore it. Yeah, I've got 3, wear them all every day. And so I've got 14 balls here. That will be enough for, should move that chair out of the way. That will be enough for one of these. I've got Rico Suburba bamboo sock yarn, just 1 ball of this. I bought this with Rico soft spin to fade my Le Pouf cardigan with, but the other 4 balls that I bought were Rico soft spin, and this, when I caked them up, this was much bigger and brighter than the other 4, so I didn't use this one. So I've got a pair of socks to knit up here. I was gifted this box full of, basket full of West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat. It is unspun yarn, so I think I will knit a colourwork jumper with this. It'll have to be striped, or yeah, probably striped, because I think I should have enough yarn if I stripe it. I haven't exactly, I haven't looked at the pattern yet, but I think I've got enough if I stripe it. And then rest of it is leftovers, really. I've got 1 ball of brushed alpaca silk, or 1.5 in light pink and bright pink. I've got some more Le Pouf sweater yarn here that I'm currently what's on my needles. I've got some yarn left from my Step by Step cardigan by Florence Miller. I'm thinking of knitting a pair of furry socks with this. I've got 2 balls of Drops Alaska left from a cardigan. I think that was Step by Step cardigan as well. And then I've got 2 balls of vegan cashmere that I bought in the Foundry Works in Rotherham in March. Just got 2 balls of this, and I was going to knit a scarf with this, which I haven't done yet. I've got a ball of, let's have a look what this is, hideous yarn. So you can see this doesn't really fit with my other yarns, but this is King Cole Truffle Glitz. It's very, very furry yarn. My daughter wanted to buy this in Bourneville, and she wants me to make some Barbie blankets with it. So that's to be knitted up. And then I've just got one skein of Symphony Terror. This is ready to knit a fade during our knit along in June for my daughter. I've got the other 4 colours coming. This is the last colour to be used. And that's all I've got. I don't know if you can see this jar. I've got a jar full of leftovers here. They are all less than 20 grams. But I'm keeping them all and hopefully making an advent calendar, either for me or for someone else at Christmas time. So I'm keeping all my scraps in there. And again, that's not counted in my stash. That's sort of an extra bonus. They always come handy. If not for me, for someone else, so I'm keeping them there. And that's everything I've got in my stash. And I thought that I would show you quickly how I've made the first steps to prepare my house for the potential imminent move. Right, I bought this house just over 2 years ago, after separating with my partner. I bought it on 10th of March 2023. We had done many properties together over the years, so I was confident taking this on, but I was also aware how little I knew about properties like this. This, at the time, this was the only house that I could afford to buy in Lincoln. At the time, I unfortunately couldn't get a mortgage for various complicated reasons. After being together with someone for 20 years, over 20 years, your finances are so tangled and complicated. So anyway, I couldn't get a mortgage, so I thought what I will do, I will buy a house that is unmortgageable, which made me and the house a perfect match. So I bought this house. It had some serious structural problems. It didn't have central heating. It needed completely gutting, which I have done. It took me just over a year and it nearly killed me both physically, emotionally and financially, but I'm at the other end now. And this, I completely fell in love with this room. It didn't look anything like it does now, but I fell in love with the original cornicing, original picture rails, the bay window, the fireplace. It was a gas fire. Unfortunately, it had to be condemned. It wasn't safe, but I've installed a wood burning stove, multi-fuel stove since. So yeah, this is the room I wanted to show you first because I completely fell in love with this room. I bought some furniture from our little cottage. We had a tiny little cottage and then we split our belongings. So coming from a tiny 2-bed cottage into a big 3-bed house was quite a challenge to fill it, but I have filled it, and now I'll be, fingers crossed, moving to another tiny little cottage. So this is my knitting corner here. This is where I sit and knit and have all my bags in this corner. This is where they sit next to me every night when I'm knitting. Yesterday we took all the plants out, gave them a shower, clean the windowsills, clean the windows. I've pulled everything out the cupboard. Things went back in organised manner. Again, pulled everything out from the writing desk. Everything went back all nice and organised. I haven't packed anything. I don't want to jinx things. I got my offer on this house 7 weeks ago today. So things could start happening or things could go wrong. This will be my 10th house purchase, and there has been many failed ones in there, amongst those 10 successful ones, or if this will be a successful one. So we'll see. I don't want to jinx things, and I haven't started packing anything. I also, let me just shut that door so you can see it better. Also, as soon as I walks in, this is a passage house, so you come in through this door in the middle of the house, straight into the stairwell, which I fell in love with. It's nice to have it is a small entrance hall, but it is lovely to have an entrance hall. And I've got the most amazing understairs cupboard. I'm really, I was so excited about it. It's nice to have a space to throw your coats, your shoes, footballs, everything when you come in. So yeah, I made it a feature, wallpapered it all. I've organised everything here. I've left just about everything left on these shelves. It's just paint for the house. I'm leaving for the new owner. If they want to touch anything up, then they got all the colours that I've used there. I don't think I'll be taking anything with me from there. So that's all just paint to leave. So I've organised that all. Then in my dining room, I didn't really have anything to sort out here. There's no just the one drawer in my dining table that needed sorting out. In the living room where we've just come from, I think I will only be taking the rug and the coffee table with me. This sofa will be too big for my new house. The cupboard is wrong colour. I want to go for like pine effect, that's oak. Same with the writing desk, and again the writing desk is too big for the new house, so I'll sell them on Facebook Marketplace before I move. I'll be taking the telly. That's my telly, my pride and joy. It's a mirror TV, so when it's switched off, it looks like a mirror, and then it switches on to a normal telly when you switch it on. I've had that for 15 years. And I've always said to every time we've sold a house that if you pay the full asking price, you can keep the mirror TV. But I'm still with the mirror TV. I did have to change the TV behind the mirror because the software was so old that it stopped working when we moved here. But I successfully changed it. It's not 100% straight behind the mirror, but if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. So, and my big poster, I love this poster, so this will be coming with me, and all the knickknacks and pictures. But furniture wise, there's some furniture to get rid of, but I don't want to get rid of any furniture just now because things might go wrong. Again, I've got this, my crazy sofa. This will be going back on Facebook Marketplace where I bought it from. The oak bookcase will be going, but I will keep my cupboard in the corner. I absolutely love this cupboard. I will probably paint it this time. I'm planning to go all pastels, sort of Scandi cottage style in my tiny little cottage that I'm hoping to buy. I'm taking the chair, but I will repaint the black. It'll probably be like sage green or light blue or something like that. Dining table might be too big for my little cottage, but I will take it and I will see when I get there. The big lock basket was gifted to me, and I think I will gift that to my the new owner of this house. They can keep their locks in there. It's handy for both the fires in the living room and in here. In the kitchen, I've gone through all the cupboards, and we are now practically eating through the cupboards, through the freezer, so I can defrost it. And I pulled everything forward, got rid of everything that's out of date, going through the cutlery drawers, all the plastic bits and bobs, got rid of everything that don't have a matching lid and things like that. So that's all ready to go. I've done the same in my boiler cupboard. And in the bathroom, I've gone through the bathroom cupboard, got rid of all the empty bottles. How did they end up back in the cupboard? I don't know. There were that many empty bottles in there and I thought I was organised. My bin is only here, so it's not like it's difficult to recycle them. So bathroom's all done. Let me just see if I can swap the camera around. We're having a mini heat wave in Lincoln, so I'm absolutely taking an advantage of this. Got all my hats, mittens, scarves. I've got them all laid out on the floor on my blocking mats. I've just chucked them all in the washing machine on wool wash. They all came out beautifully, and yeah, I'm making most of the heat wave that we've got. And I'm packing, I'm not packing. This is a spring clean, spring sort out. I'm absolutely not packing. I've just got our winter coats ready to go in this bag with all the winter woolies from the backyard. I love these bags. They're the freezer bags from Lidl. They're great for storing winter clothes in the attic in the summer and summer clothes in the attic in winter. I don't put my cardigans, jumpers, socks, I don't put them away. I wear them throughout the year. Even my thickest Icelandic jumper I've worn camping before in the summer, so I don't put them away. I'll just show you upstairs quickly. This is my daughter's room. This is all ready to go. This is all the stuff that we've decided to keep. There's a box full of Barbies that come out every single day. I've just had a little tidy up. Ella's wardrobe. I don't know which one of the wardrobes to keep, mine or Ella's. Ella's is smaller, which will be more suitable for the new house, but I will need to buy new hangers. The doors are open because the hangers are too wide for the wardrobe, so I'll just need to buy some smaller hangers so that they can shut properly. But I'll probably keep this wardrobe because it's slightly smaller. Ella's got this is like a folding day bed, or like a sleepover bed. It's a single bed that folds out and into a chair, so definitely keeping that one. Keeping Ella's bed. I'm hoping that it will fit under the window exactly as it is now, but Ella's new room is a little bit narrower, so it might have to come the other way, but then it'll be a struggle to fit everything else in, so I'm hoping it will fit like this in the new house too. So yeah, all Ella's wardrobe, I've gone through there. There were quite a few broken things, holy socks and things like that. I've got rid of them all. Gone through this is my linens, gone through my linens. They are all what I want to keep. Spare bedroom. This bed will become my bed. This is a small double, so I will keep this. And I think everything in this room actually is a keeper, which is funny since we don't spend any time in this spare bedroom ever. But yeah, everything's a keeper. Little desk. Hopefully it will fit Ella's bedroom with her wardrobe and bed, and I think that will be it. My bedroom. Sorry, the bed's not made. The sheets are in the wash. My bed will have to go. It's only a double, but I'm gonna keep the small double in the other bedroom, so this will go on Marketplace. I've got another writing desk here that I use as my makeup desk. That will have to go, and I will just use the top of chest of drawers as my makeup desk in the new house. This wardrobe will most likely have to go. I have like a built-in wardrobe in the above the stairs in my bedroom in the new house, so this will have to go. This is quite a big wardrobe for a tiny little cottage that I'm moving to anyway, so So there's a lot of furniture to get rid of, but I don't want to get rid of anything until I've exchanged. Because if things go wrong, which they have done before, I will have to buy everything again, start marketing the house, and it's much easier selling a house when it's fully furnished. I think anyway, and live in it. I wouldn't want to live in it. It's taken a year to sell my house. I put my house on the market March last year when my dream cottage came up for sale. I didn't even get my house on the market quick enough to view the house that I wanted to buy. But I put my house on the market anyway. The house that I wanted to buy fell through in September. So then I had another push trying to sell this house, and I had a buyer in the wings ever since. But then on 10th of March, on the second anniversary of me being in this house, I got 2 offers. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I will get to move to my dream tiny cottage. It's opposite one of the Lincoln landmarks, and I've dreamt of one of those cottages since I moved to Lincoln. I think I've been to view every single one that has been up for sale in the last 20 years, and I really hope that I can make one of them mine. But in the meanwhile, I shan't start any packing until I know more. I'll get my stash hopefully knitted up, and then there's less things to move, and then when I've moved house, I will probably fancy new things in my new house, new colours, new fibres, who knows. But this is sort of my inspiration photo for the new house. So pastels, floorboards, white walls or light walls. So very different to what I've done here, and I absolutely love what I've done here. But yeah, I fancy I'm calling it Nordic city cottage vibes. We'll see what happens. Hi there. I thought I would have a little catch up because we've made some great progress in destashing and sorting the house out for hopefully imminent sale and a purchase of a new home for us. It's the 1st of May today. It's the hottest day of the year so far. I've just done the food shop and it showed 28 degrees. I don't know if it's quite as hot as that, but it is very warm. So I started the day by defrosting the freezer. We worked our way through everything in the freezer and it was finally ready to defrost. I don't think I've defrosted it since I bought it, which is probably about 18 months ago. So it was time to defrost it. And it's, I've always, when I've had to defrost the freezer before, I've always had food in. So I put that in cool bags and stuff and then defrosted the freezer with a hairdryer. But now the freezer was empty, so I just opened the doors, put some oven trays underneath, loads of towels, went to work, and when I came back it was all done. So I'll just give it a quick wipe and I'll leave the door open for a few weeks. We are just about to move from veggies to salads. So what I use my freezer most for is for vegetables, because there's just 2 of us. Vegetables just don't last long enough in the freezer for us to eat them, so that's why I use the freezer for vegetables. But yeah, it's all empty now. We're going to move on to salads, and I've made some great progress with destashing yarn as well. I have finished my Lepouf sweater. That's off the needles, blocks, and it blocks beautifully. It was a little bit on the small side when I finished, but it grew just the right amount in the wash and it fits so beautifully. I've tried it on, but it is mohair drops flora, which is wool and alpaca mixed, and then drops kid silk mohair held together, so it's a little bit fluffy to wear in this weather. So I haven't actually worn it yet. I've tried it on, took some photos to promote our knit along in June, so I've done that, but I haven't actually worn it yet. It's been too warm, but the temperatures are settling again next week, so I might be able to wear this next week. But what I have been wearing is, my cotton top, which to be completely honest, I didn't think I would be wearing this at all. I just knitted it up to get the yarn out of the stash, and it's absolutely perfect. It is a really, really nice tee. I love this linen dale. I need to get some more if I move, after the move. It is such a lovely drapey fabric. It's not too heavy. It's really, really breathable. I was wearing this yesterday with my brown skirt, and they just go so well together that I might wear it again tomorrow, because at the moment this is my only hand knitted summer top. I have had some before, but I didn't really enjoy wearing them so much, so I have sold them on. But this is lovely. I'm definitely going to get some more linen dale to knit another one. And I am knitting another cotton top. This is the Sabai top by Susan Muller, I think. Everyone is knitting this at the moment. Sorry, it's all crumpled, it's been in my bag. It is very, very simple boat neck top with 2-stitch I-cord edges. And now you just knit until you are happy with the length, and then you just cast it off, no ribbing. I don't like ribbing in summer garments, so that's perfect for me. There's two versions of this top. There's one that does have ribbing on the top, but I chose the one that doesn't have any. Yeah, I'm just knitting it around, and I'm using up my cotton socks from King Cowl. I did knit a pair of socks with this, but don't enjoy wearing them at all. So I thought I would knit this Sabai top too, with it holding the yarn double, which I'm doing to get the DK weight. Bit naughty, I haven't actually measured my gauge, but it looks like it's going to be the right size. But comparing this to the linen dale, there is just no comparison. This is really, really heavy. I don't know if it'll be actually wearable in the summer. It's so heavy. But this linen dale, you can see how drapey it is. This is just solid, absolutely solid stuff. So we'll see, but I will knit it up. I haven't tried it on yet because I thought it might put me off from finishing it. So I'm just going to carry on knitting, but I'm going to knit it quite a bit longer than the top that I've just showed you, because that is very cropped, only because I ran out of yarn. So I made it very cropped, but this one, I'm going to knit it to sort of there, so I can tuck it in like my t-shirt, because not all my skirts and jeans are high-waisted. Like this one isn't high-waisted, so I can't wear the other top with the skirt. But if I knit this a bit longer, I can wear it with this. So I'm hoping to finish this tonight. When I put the stitch marker there, I knew that I had 15 centimeters to go. I've probably done 3, so I've only got about 12 centimeters stockinette to go. So I'm planning to knit on this tonight, because I've got a chat and craft with my besties tonight. We chat and craft on WhatsApp Messenger all day, every day, or at least a couple of times a day. And we see each other on WhatsApp about once a month. And tonight's the night, so I'll be knitting on this on just straight stockinette. But what I'm planning to do, I've got an hour before school run. So what I'm planning to do is do some alterations. I've been really enjoying wearing skirts, so I'm planning to convert these 2 long dresses into 2 skirts. This is a little bit too short for how I like to wear my dresses. I bought it off Vinted last year. It was white and brown, or white and black gingham. I over dyed it and it's lovely now. It's sort of grey, but it's just a little bit too short. It just finishes mid calf, which is the widest point of my leg, and it just makes me look so big and frumpy. So I'm planning to cut it across there, make a waistband, put some elastic in, and it's ready to go. And I've got another dress also from Vinted. This is a boohoo dress. I've only worn this a handful of times. It's got a really high neck and it's quite tight, so I always feel like it's sort of choking me. So I'm planning to do the same. I'm planning to cut it right under the armpits there, fold it over and put some elastic in. And neither of these skirts have pockets, but they both have sleeves, so I'm planning to use the sleeves to make some pockets with, because I struggle with skirts without pockets. I'm wearing a denim skirt today and it hasn't got a pocket, and it's rather annoying. So that's my plan for the next hour before the school run. But before I can do that, clear my dining table, because I've had all my winter woolies there ready to put away and put in the attic until next winter. So I'm going to clear the dining table and get the sewing machine out. So I'm very excited. I think this was quite successful. Yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'm surprised because I didn't have enough elastic, so I had to make an extension for the elastic. But yeah, it's works out well. Let me just tuck that t-shirt. Yeah, I think I'll get more wear out of this as a skirt than I did as a dress. I can wear it with my cotton tops that I'm knitting at the minute. Yeah, very pleased. Let's check the other one. This is even better. On this skirt, again, the elastic was a little bit on the short side, but this fabric is much heavier and I felt that it needed, it probably pulls on the elastic, so that's fine. But yeah, very pleased. I've got 2 skirts to wear now, because I didn't really wear these as dresses much. The other one I wore a little bit more, but it's a little bit, it was a little bit tight around the shoulders. I haven't had time to put pockets in, and I can't decide whether to open the side seam and put a pocket in there or whether to just put pocket on the top. So, and for pockets, I do need to get the iron out. I'm very lazy when it comes to ironing, and I did this without ironing, but pockets, I would have to iron them. So I might see if I get these pockets in after school run. If not, I'll just have to go pocketless for now anyway. Hello there. I'm catching up with you on my pre-house move stash down. Hopefully I'll be moving house soon. Things are still up in the air. It is the 8th of May today, and it's now 8 weeks and 3 days since I received my offer. So this is how long things take. Nothing's happened. House move, purchase, sale, paperwork, mortgage, and nothing's happened in the last 10 days. No, one thing has happened. My survey was done on the house that I'm hoping to buy last Friday, but I haven't heard anything back from that yet. So things are, I hope, moving in the right direction. I am really quite stressed out this time. This is my 10th house purchase or 11th. And I should be seasoned house seller and buyer by now, but I'm not. I thought it would be a little bit easier this time round. But I'm really struggling to get a mortgage this time round. I'm porting my existing mortgage, less £20,000, with the same company I'm with, and they're giving me really hard time. Nothing's changed. The only thing I've done differently this time is I didn't go through a mortgage advisor. I'm self-employed. There's some other, I've got another mortgage in the background, and they really don't like that. So we'll see what happens. But all these things have been in place. Nothing's changed financially for me. But for some reason they're really finding it difficult to lend me £20,000 less than they've already lent me last year. Go figure. But anyhow, yeah, it's a little bit stressful, but knitting is definitely helping. And according to Ravelry, I think it was the 1st of May, I checked that I had 3.1 kilos in my stash, and now I have 2.6 kilos, just over 2.6 kilos in my stash. So I've got half a kilo out of my stash. This top is part of it. I finished this since I did the stash. I think I finished something else as well, but I haven't shown you this. This is the Sabai top. The stockinette version. There's also a ribbed version where there's ribbing at the top and ribbing at the hem, but this is just straight stockinette. I really like it. I knitted it with cotton socks yarn from Cowl. The 4-ply held double, and it is a little bit too dense. I wish I had some Cowl Linendale to knit this with. And that is my plan when I've stashed down to knit this again in Linendale. I've knitted another top in Linendale, and I absolutely love that top so much. So yeah, that's the plan. I love the shape of this top. I like knitting it. It's got a very simple finishing, or no finishing, but it looks very smart. But I don't know if you can see, it is a little bit stiff. It's like, you know, when you dry bath towels outside on the washing line, and when they dry, they're stiff, they can nearly stand up on their own. This feels the same. I love my towels like that, but not my tops. So maybe I should have ironed this. Maybe that would have softened it. But anyway, I've got a lot of yarn on my needles. And these are still fully part of that 2.643 kilos. What should I show you first? This is the nearest to me. I was gifted some West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat. It's a chunky roving yarn. It's unspun yarn, but it's very strong. I've really enjoyed knitting with this. It is much stronger than I expected. If you try and break it, you really have to pull it to break it. So I've had to stripe it because I've only got so much of the yarn, but I'm knitting a pattern from this book. I'm knitting what's it called? Foika sweater. There's a picture of it. So I'm knitting this sweater. But it looks a little bit different because I've striped the bottom, because to hopefully have enough yarn. So it's bottom up. I've knitted up to the armpits. I've done it. It's not that cropped. It looks tiny, but I think it will. I'm hoping it'll grow a little bit. Next, I'm going to cast on the sleeves, knit the sleeves bottom up, join the yoke, and then finish the yoke. So that's the plan. But I finished there when I finished knitting on the yoke. I just need to move on to the sleeves next. So yeah, that's my next step on this one. Oh, my yarn has got all tangled up. Let's pop that there. And then I had some Drops Flora and Drops Kid Silk mohair left, and I was thinking whether to fade it or what to do with it. But then I saw this pattern. It is a traditional Norwegian pattern. The name of it escapes. Marrier sweater. This isn't the Marrier sweater, but it's normally background is dark navy, then the colour work is in white, and then the contrast is in red. But I just felt that I had just enough yarn to do it in these colours. But now I am playing yarn chicken. I've just finished knitting on the body because I've got so little yarn left. I've only got tiny little bit of Drops Flora left to finish the body. So I might have to do a contrasting ribbing at the bottom. But what I thought, I've got a full ball of Drops Flora and Drops Kid Silk mohair left. And I thought what I'll do, I'll see how far I can get on the sleeves. I'll knit one sleeve with the half the yarn, and then I'll knit the other sleeve, and I'll see how far I get to see if I could just do contrasting cuffs, and that would be enough yarn to finish the hem in the same colour, because I don't really like the hem. I don't really like contrasting hem. I always feel it makes me look big. But yeah, that's on my needles. It's coming on nicely. It's just stocking it now and decreasing every 7 rows for me. This is a free pattern from Drops called Narvik sweater. Yeah, it's lovely. It will be nice when it's done, and if I've got enough yarn to finish it. And then, oh, that's the yarn for that. And then I had this Drops Charisma in dark vintage pink. And I've been wondering what to do with it. I was tempted to knit another winter's beach cardigan like this one, but I have already got 3 of these. But I wanted it to be something textured because it's such a solid colour. There's no tone, it's not tonal at all. And then I was thinking of knitting the Ingrid sweater. I've already knitted 4 of them, 2 for my daughter and 2 for me. And we've got 1 each left. I needed mohair 4-ply held together with mohair versions as well, but we didn't wear them as much, and Ella's grown out of her, so she's just got a DK version and I've got a DK version. And I wasn't sure if this colour was a little bit too dark, but then I watched Any Knits on YouTube, and she had just finished her traveller hoodie and she was wearing it, and I was like instantly, right, I want to knit a traveller hoodie with this yarn. And I am on it. I'm in the middle of the row. It is knitted bottom up. It is just knit rows and purl rows alternating in so many rows. It is knitted in the round, so up to the armpit, so up to there. But so you would need to knit so many rows and then purl so many rows. But I didn't fancy purling at the time. So what I've done is I don't know which one's my beginning of the round now. It's quite good, this side. I've turned the work on this side using German short rows. So I've turned so that I've knitted every row, but I've turned the direction of my work so I could just knit all the way to the armpit. I did knit it longer. I think I knitted 2 inches longer than the pattern. It is very, very, very cropped, but this is supposed to grow 15%, 10 to 15% in blocking. I haven't blocked it yet. It is very bouncy, so it will probably do that, but I still knitted 2 inches longer than it should be. But then now I've started knitting flat for the top half, and I can't follow the instructions anymore. I got so confused where I was supposed to finish, because rather than knitting in the round, I was doing these German short rows. But the pattern repeat is easy, so I'm just carrying it on as it presents itself, if you like. I'm not following the pattern. So I'm just going to do, for my depth, I need to do 10 of these ridges, and then I'll probably do some shaping for the shoulders. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really enjoying the look of that 2x2 ribbing too. So yeah, really looking good, and I'm pleased with my pattern choice for this yarn. I only bought this yarn because I bought something else from Wool Warehouse, and I had to spend £30 to get free delivery. So I got this Drops Charisma because it was in the sale, and now I think this is going to be fabulous. This is a spot weight pattern, but I'm knitting it in DK. I'm knitting it on the needles suggested because I didn't want to go down the needle size and for it to be too dense, and I'm knitting in the smallest size, and I'm hoping that it's coming out just right. I did measure it widthwise and it was spot on, but my row gauge is often wrong. My rows are often taller than in any pattern, but that's coming out lovely. So I've got a lot of yarn on the needles. These are still on my stash. So I've got 700 grams here, about 600 grams on my Icelandic colorwork roving yarn jumper, maybe about 300 grams on my Narvik sweater. So there's a lot of yarn on the needles there, and I've also got 100 grams on a hat. Me and my friend are running a intensive knitting in the round course at the moment, so I've cast on a hat as well. It's a DK weight hat, but I didn't have any DK weight yarn, and I didn't want to break into my Drops Charisma in case I didn't want to run out. So I had this ball left over, so I thought I'll just hold it together and knit it with that. So yeah, it's a fully ribbed hat. It looks really pretty how it's gently striping because I'm knitting from both ends of the yarn. So I've got this on my needles as well. So lots of yarn on my needles, not a lot of yarn in my cupboard. But I have had a yarn delivery. This is for our knit along in June. I have ordered yarn to knit the Lepoof cardigan or sweater for my daughter, and it is a fade. Let's see if I can hold these. I'm not entirely sure which way to fade these just yet. Maybe this is the order that I'll do them. These are Symphony Yarns Terra. It's a 4-ply yarn, and the cardigan or sweater is knitted holding 2 yarns together and then creating a fade by first starting with 2 strands of this, drop 1 strand, add 1 strand, then drop this, then knit with 2 strands of this, then drop 1 strand, add 1 strand, then drop that strand, knit with 2 strands of this. So it will fade nicely. So these are very colourful yarns, and I think my daughter will love this. I think this will be the order. I might only need 4 skeins. I've knitted mine with 4 skeins, but I only had like 7 grams left, so I absolutely didn't want to run out. That's why I've got 5 skeins. I'm just thinking now, I haven't added these to my stash yet. Just this one is in my stash because I had this from before, so I do need to add these to my stash. So it might, I might be exactly where I started from 3.1 kilos because, yeah, I am, because this is 400 grams of yarn. So I will be at 3 kilos because this was already in my stash. These arrived later, so I just need to add these. And so I'm 100 grams down. So hopefully next time we catch up, I am actually got some of these things off my needles and I have stashed down. I completely forgot I haven't added those to my stash. I'm also knitting a Barbie blanket for my daughter. She bought this yarn in Bourneville, in a yarn shop in Bourneville. I've just cast on 40 stitches on 4mm needles, maybe, or 4.5, 4 on 4mm needles. It's very, very fluffy and sparkly yarn. Horrible if you ask me. You can't see any of your stitches whatsoever. You can't see what stitches I've done, so I'm just doing it in garter stitch. But there's no garter ridges or anything. It is absolute solid fluff. So if you like that sort of thing, this is the yarn for you. I did drop one stitch, and I don't really know if I picked it up or not, but it's not laddering down, so I picked something. But yeah, this will be Barbie blanket. So I've got this one on my needles as well. So lots of yarn on my needles. Actually, only 100 grams. Stash decrease, but I'll crack on. I'll get these things off my needles and then we will catch up again. Newsflash, my mortgage was finally approved today. It is still the 8th of May, V-Day, and it feels like such a victory. I'm absolutely made up. I'm shortly to have a date with my knitting friends on WhatsApp, so I'm all ready. I have got 21 more rows on my sleeve, and then both sleeves are the same length, and I think I will do turquoise cuffs, and hopefully the bottom hem I will do in beige, and I will just have enough yarn for that. But yeah, I thought I'll quickly say that yes, it turned into a very happy day. It's been a stressful month, been interrogated, cross-examined and everything by my mortgage company. It's been awful, and deep down I knew that surely they've got to lend me £20,000 less than they've already lent me, but the process has just been awful. So many questions, so many explanations. It's been worst of my 11 purchases. I purchased 11 properties when this one's done, when and if this is done. There has been many failed ones in between, but hopefully this will be the 11th completed one. So yeah, stash is going down. There won't be any more purchases until I've moved house. Good morning. It is the 9th of May, and this morning I woke up at 4:30 and I had bought a park home. Walked into the living room in my park home and there were 3 either Spanish or Portuguese grannies sipping on espressos in my living room, and that woke me up. I came down and made a coffee and finished my jumper. I've got full 270 grams out of my stash, and I used up all this beige colour, so I didn't even have enough left to knit another row. So I weighed it. I've got like jewellery scales to weigh really accurately, so I managed to use it all. I had to do the cuffs in the contrasting colour to have enough length for the body, but I think it works out perfectly. I didn't expect it to be quite as nice as it is. So while I get ready, do my hair and face, I'm just gonna pop it in the sink and then pop it outside for the day to dry, because it's looking to be a beautiful sunny day. So that's the plan. Hello, I've just got home from work. It is still the Friday 9th of May, and today I've been wearing my Sabai top and the skirt. This was, oh, I think it's back to front actually. It was a dress that I converted into a skirt, and I've been wearing it so much already, and I couldn't believe it. You can see the glorious sunshine here, but my Narvik sweater, oh, I'm trying to get it out of the sun, is completely dry, and look at the drape. It's just dry fabulously. I've got this mesh. It's like a Pringle. It opens out. It's a mesh, flat mesh hanging thing, and I just laid it flat on it this morning, and it is completely dry because it's been outside in the sunshine all day, and it's got a fabulous drape. I ought to try it on. I did try it on this morning, but it looks like it has grown in length quite a bit, and it was completely flat drying. Well, let's see how it fits now after it's been blocked. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it's lovely. Oh yeah, it fits so well. It's a lovely fit. Not the best with the knitted cotton top underneath and this skirt, but it's lovely. I think I'll get lots of wear out of this next winter. It's a little bit warm to be wearing it. I think for the next 2 weeks we're going to have solid sunshine and about 20 degrees in England, so I won't be needing this. But my other project isn't going so well. I've got my West Yorkshire Spinners Chunky Roving Retreat it's called, yarn here. I have started knitting a collarwork jumper with this bottom up, but I think the stripes completely ruin it. I absolutely adore this yarn. It is so soft. Well, I'm not sensitive anyway, so don't take my word for that, but I can wear Icelandic jumpers. I won't call them soft though. I will say they are prickly, but they don't bother me. So what I've decided to do is knit this yarn into cowls. Maybe cowls instead. I think it will make a lovely garter stitch cowl for the winter. I'll have a look if there's a pattern. I have knitted a Pearl Soho twisted cowl before, but I can't remember what weight it is knitted in. But if I can get if I can just get the size right, it will be lovely. So what I'm planning to do is get this one pulled back, get it all. I've got my ball winder here. Get it all wound into cakes so that it's ready to go again. So I just want to get that done. So that when inspiration strikes, I can just start knitting. But after I've done that, I am planning to knit on my Traveller's sweater by Andrea Mowry. But I'm going to get this wound up and then I'll crack on with my jumper. Oh, that was quick. I'm so pleased that that is now done. It is so much more fun to start a project when all your yarn is ready to pull from the middle and is ready for the next project, which I will do. I tend to do that. If I don't finish the project, if it's not going well, I will frog it and make sure that it is ready for the next project. I did lose little bit of yarn, not that much. I had held Drops Alaska with 2 strands of mohair, and honestly my life's too short to separate this, so I will use this as toy stuffing instead. Hi, just a quick progress update. Today is Monday the 12th of May. It's 9 weeks since I had an offer on my house, and I am knitting my stash down. Yesterday morning, it was Sunday, I completed this whole thing. I wanted to start knitting on West Yorkshire Spinners Roving retreat, which I have pulled back from a colourwork jumper that I have started, and I found this free cowl pattern. It's called something like It's So Easy cowl, very quick knit on 6mm needles, and it's exactly the same on both sides. It's really nice pattern. It's not broken rib, but it's not far from it. It's a free pattern, so I can tell you. First row is knit 3, purl 3, repeat. Second row is knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, repeat, and then you repeat those 2 rows, and it creates this lovely pattern. I held West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat in white together with some Drops brushed alpaca silk, and I had a little bit more of the brushed alpaca silk than I had of the retreat, and these 2 tiny little nuggets is all I've got left. And I thought that I would need more brushed alpaca silk yardage wise, because there's no stretch to it, and I always seem to use more silk mohair or anything with silk that doesn't have any give than anything that has got stretch to it. And amazingly, I didn't even have another row left to knit, so these aren't really even worth going in my scrap jar. I can use these for stuffing. And that's just brilliant to use up everything that you've got. And I love the pattern because it says knit until you've got 4 yards left. That's brilliant. So I knitted. What I did, because I always pull my yarn from the middle of the ball, I pulled yarn from the outside of the ball and just pulled it onto the floor, 4 yards, tiny little knot for both yarns. And then when I came close to the first knot, I sort of decided, have I got enough yarn to knit another row or not? And I didn't. So I probably have, I don't know, 1 yard left or meter, and 2 meters left. So not even enough for another row. This cowl isn't supposed to have a twist in it, but I wanted to put a twist in it because me and my friend are teaching a intensive knitting in the round course at the moment, and we're telling them to be careful not to twist. So I thought, oh, it'll be really interesting to show them a piece with a twist, because we're telling them not to. So obviously you can knit a hat like this, but what happened, I accidentally put 2 twists in it. So I went wrong. My plan was to put 1 twist in it, and it's got 2, but it sits so nicely and so close to your neck. I love it. So it was completely accidental twist there. You could even fold it into 2 and style it in different ways. But yeah, I love it. It sits really nicely. Really enjoyed knitting that. It only took a couple of hours in the morning and it was done. And all this stash is out of my all this yarn is helps my stash, which is brilliant. I have started another one also in West Yorkshire Spinners retreat. These yarns were gifted to me, and this is called the colorway Joy. And to me, this looks like an Air Force blue. So I thought this would be a nice unisex color. So I'm just holding this on its own, and I'm not doing any twists because I think twist is a little bit feminine. So I'm just knitting this straight up. It is a little bit gapy, but I haven't blocked this one or any of the roving yarn, so I don't know how it will bloom. But I think if it feels, what I'm planning to do basically, I've got I had nearly 2 balls, so I'm planning to knit until I'm halfway through the yarn, cast off, and then knit the other one. So I'm planning to knit 2 blue ones. I think it'll be absolutely fine. I think it will bloom. I might knit the second one on 5mm needles. I have become a little bit of a loose knitter, so I might go down a size if, yeah. But I think it will be nice. And I realised that I'm now knitting on my last sweater quantity of yarn, because this was a sweater quantity, but it didn't work out for me. So I pulled it back, and now I'm knitting on my last sweater quantity, and I'm well on the way. This is Andrea Mowry's Traveller hoodie that I'm knitting. I've just got to the shoulders. I might try it on actually. I haven't tried it on yet because I've just literally done the 3 needle bind off on the shoulders, and I knitted it 2 inches longer than it should be. It did say that it will grow 10 to 15% because it's a really super squashy pattern repeat. So it will grow, but it's just hitting me on my belly button. So if it grows 10-15%, did I say inches? I meant percent, 10-15%, it will just hit me on my my hips there, so that will be perfect. The neckline is quite big, but I think it will cinch it in when I move on to the next step. I'm planning to knit the hood next. Yeah, it feels lovely. I knitted up to the armpits. I knitted in the round, and I did German short rows on this side, so that I could just knit every row. Every time I should have been purling, I did a German short row, double stitch, and went the other way. So I knitted every round. Then I got a little bit confused when I got to here as where I was in the pattern, but I did work it out because it's sort of a 10 row repeat, but I worked it out. Yeah, it looks lovely. I was a little bit worried to try it on in case I didn't like it, but yeah, I really like it. And yeah, hood next, so I can get a feel how it's going to sit. After I've done a hood, I might block it to see how far these sleeves, there's a little bit of a mini sleeve there, so I can see how far they will drop. Or I might just knit the sleeves so far, then block it, and then see if the sleeves are long enough. But yeah, I really like this colour and the fit. I'm pleased that I knitted it 2 inches longer. Now I just have to hope that I've got enough yarn to finish it. But I absolutely shouldn't have been knitting on this today. Me and my friend Debbie have worked from home today to, we've been writing our course and finalising plans for tomorrow evening's course. And we realised that we've got more knitting to do, more homework to do before tomorrow night, and we've got quite a lot of knitting to do. So I should have been knitting on my homework rather than my top, but I just really wanted to get these shoulders done. Normally I don't like 3 needle bind off on the right hand side. I normally do it on the reverse, But on this one, because of the stitch pattern and how it lines up there, and also you have a similar stitch on the sides, I did the 3 needle bind off on the top, if you like, and it looks really nice, really nice. But anyway, what I've got to do tonight is decrease 4 hats, because on our courses we like to have what we call live needles, live work ready for the learners to knit on. In case they haven't got this far in the pattern, we provide them work that is at the stage that we will be knitting on that week, because this has been a lot of knitting. Last week we did a tubular cast on, set up rows, and then 1 by 1 ribbing, and now we're going to start decreasing here. So that's ready to go. Well, it will be ready to go when I've knitted another 26 rows, I think, on 4 hats. So that's my homework for tonight, and I'm gonna pop this on the hanger. I tend to hang my whips on that picture. I've got like a wreath hook on it. I like to hang them there, and whilst I'm not knitting on something, I like to have it there for inspiration, and it's just so much easier to grab it than if it was in a project bag in a cupboard. Like I have got a project in a cupboard bag somewhere. It is my Moomin sock, which is not getting any love at the minute. It's just so untidy. I think I will pull it back, to be honest. The floats are now stretchy enough. It will fit, but I've just stretched and stretched and stretched it, and the stitches are really uneven and wonky. So it's on my list of jobs to do, to unravel this and use the yarn for something else. But I don't like projects in bags and cupboards. I like it out on display whilst I'm not knitting on them. So this is going on the hanger until I get to hopefully tomorrow night after the knit group, so we'll see. There was good news about the house last week. My mortgage was finally approved, and now the inquiries have started going both ways. I haven't been chasing anything until I got my mortgage approved, and now that it's approved, I'm chasing my buyer and I'm chasing the seller. So now things have started moving on. So let's see what this week brings and how much yarn I will get out of stash. I've done one more job. I've run out of time. I was just caking up this yarn ready for a fade while I was cooking Sunday dinner yesterday. So I was just doing this in between cooking, and I've caked up 3 skeins, and it's nice, so nice to see the colours now. You can see better how it's going to look like knitted up now that it's caked up. In the skein it's really hard to imagine how it's going to look. So these are ready for June. So I've got 500 grams here that I'm not going to worry as my stash, because these are for knit along in June. But I ran out of time. I've got one more skein to cake up, but I've got till June, mid-June to do that. So plenty of time there. So I will crack on with my homework now. Hello from my yarn cupboard corner. You might notice that it is completely empty. Things have moved on rapidly. Today is the, I don't know what the date is today. It is Friday the 15th of May, I think. It's 9 weeks and 4 days since I received the offer on my house. Things started moving really fast this week. There were some queries back and forth both ways, beginning of the week, and then my solicitor said that we're very, very close now to exchanging contracts both ways. All the queries have been resolved. I was just waiting for one more search from the council on the house that I'm buying. And then late Friday afternoon, I had a really disappointing surprise. The house that I'm buying has been tenanted for many years, and the tenancy has been managed by the estate agent that I'm buying the house from. And I received electrical certificate and gas safety certificate, both of which were out of date. The gas certificate wasn't too bad. It was only about 4 months overdue. But the electrical certificate was 3 years old and it hadn't been passed. It was unsatisfactory and there were some urgent repairs or improvements noted that needed to be made. So I wasn't happy with that. I'm moving into that property with my 10-year-old daughter, so I want to make sure that it is safe. And I was stupid. I assumed that this paperwork would be in place because it had been tenanted through an estate agent for many years. So I thought there were some sort of laws about this, that you would need valid gas and electrical safety certificates, and they weren't in place. But anyway, it was all fine. Yesterday I went to sign contracts ready to exchange, and then today things went backwards. So yesterday I started packing, I started selling the furniture that won't fit in my new house, and I did cheat a little bit with my stash. I took some of it to my shop to sell. So all I've got left is this tiny little basket with just a couple of balls of yarn. Yeah, that's all I've got left. The whole of my cupboard and stash has been reduced to that. I do have a knit on my needles. It is the Traveller hoodie by Andrea Mowry. I'm about halfway down the hook, so that's all I've got on my needles. I have got socks and hand warmers on my needles in the shop, but at home that's all I've got. Cupboard is leaving the house tomorrow morning, but my house sale and house purchase, exchanging contracts completion, all of it is now waiting on valid electrical and gas certificates for the house that I'm moving into. So everything's on hold until that is done, and it just depends how long it will take or whether they will agree to get those things done. But I'll have to check on this, but I thought it was a law that tenanted properties needed to have those certificates in place. So it's very disappointing that they're not in place. But anyway, this is what house selling and buying is like. So, but yeah, nearly ready here. It is complete chaos everywhere else because I started packing. There's stuff everywhere. This room is soon changing back into what I used to call the stores when I was doing the house up. This was where all the deliveries came, and yeah, so it is turning. This will be my stores. When the furniture that I've sold has gone, I will just start packing stuff and put it all in this room, ready to put into a van and move when those safety certificates are in place. But yeah, stash down is going well. Hello from my craft corner. My craft cupboard has gone. Things have moved on quite significantly over the weekend. I completely overreacted on Friday about some safety certificates. Nothing was urgent, or the house wasn't going to burn down. But when I moved to this house, I had to have 2 gas fires, the only source of heat condemned, the electric shower, the only source of hot water condemned. So for a fair few weeks, I had no heating and no hot water. So if there was electrical safety certificates issues, that freaks me out, but they weren't issues at all. They were very, very minor things. So now I'm waiting patiently for my solicitor to contact me to say everything's in order. We've exchanged contracts both ways. You can get everything ready to move on X day. Today is the 19th of May. Monday the 19th of May is 10 weeks from the day I received my offer. And I have been working on de-stashing, and this is where I've got to. This is everything I've got left. I have done pretty well. I did cheat a little, and I have sold a couple of little Ziploc bags. I think I have 4 Ziploc bags with a little bit of yarn in them, just leftover yarns. And this is what I've got left. I've got my jar of remnants there, which I'd like to keep. I've just cast on a pair of hand warmers with some leftover drops, Flora and Kid Silk, and I absolutely adore this colour. It is coming out so lovely. So I've cast these on. I've got 5 balls, cakes of Symphony Terror. These are for a knit along in June, so I'm not touching them till June. And then these are the only 2 balls of yarn I've got left. It is vegan cashmere from the Foundry Works. 2 balls of that. I'm planning to knit a Sophie scarf with that. And this, my friend brought this as a gift when she came to see me. She lives in Ireland, and I really want this to be the first cast on in my new house. This is my colour scheme for my house, so I really want to be knitting on this when I get there. So that's my plan. That's my first cast on in my new house planned. Hopefully this will be the last cast on in this house, because those rich deep colours really reflect the colours of my house, how I've decorated this house. Sorry, it's a complete mess. This is I've packed as much as I can into this room, so yeah, this room is pretty full. All the other rooms are pretty empty, so I'm hoping that that will be my last cast on in this house and first cast on in the new house. I have finished my traveller sweater. Let me show it to you. It's blocking outside. It's been pretty well considering everything that's going on at the minute, but this morning I woke up at 3:30 and I thought, right, that's perfect. I can get my traveller hoodie finished, which I did. I ran out of yarn. I had to knit the sleeves 4 reaches shorter than they should be. But I ran out of yarn because I extended the body by 2 inches, so that's where the yarn went. So when I did the sleeves, I just measured the yarns. I've got like jewelry scales, really precise scales. I measured the yarn and I knitted until I ran out of yarn, and I've got nothing left. That took 14 balls of drops Christmas. I knitted the body in the round, but I used German short rows to turn so that I didn't have to do any purling. But then from here upwards is knitted flat, so I had to do purling. The hood is knitted flat. So it was a lot of work. That hood was so much knitting, oh my god. So I was going to knit the sleeves as per instructions, but I thought no, I'm not doing any more purling, so I did German short rows there as well. So no purling apart from the ribbing on the sleeve. So it's just drying out, and it has grown so much. I tried it on this morning and it looked like I was wearing my daughter's jumper, because it was short and sleeves were especially short, but it has grown a lot in the washing machine. Oh my goodness. My travel hoodie has dried. It is fabulous. Look at the difference after blocking. Oh, you didn't see it before blocking. It looked like I was wearing my daughter's jumper, but it is superwash and they do tend to grow, and this did grow, and it's absolutely perfect for me now. It couldn't be any better size. Oh my god, I'm so happy. This is so cozy. I just need to I got drawstrings for it, and it's complete. I've woven all the ends in. Yeah, it's great. Very happy, very happy. It is Tuesday the 20th of May, so it's only day after, dried in a day, and I'm hoping, got my fingers and everything crossed, that I will exchange today and then move on Friday. So I've got Tuesday and Wednesday at work, then Thursday is my working from home day, and Friday and Saturday I've got my lovely ladies in the shop on standby to cover me in case I move house. But yeah, things are nearly ready. In Ella's room, we've only got her bed and a little suitcase packs. Everything else is packed, and but I knitted her all these superhero toys a couple of years ago, and they're still very much a favourite. My bedroom is completely empty, all emptied out. I'm sleeping in a spare bedroom. Sorry about the towels on the floor, I'm just out the shower. Just got the bed and my little suitcase left. But downstairs is full. I packed everything downstairs in the front room, so it's easy to get out and into the van. So yeah, but I just wanted to show you this jumper. It's come out beautifully. It has grown just to the, you see my hand? Just grown to the perfect length there. Took 14 balls of Drops Charisma, and this hood took so much knitting. I thought it was never going to get done. But yeah, perfect. It's still Tuesday the 20th of May. I've just shown you the traveller hoodie, but while I was waiting for the jumper to block yesterday, I knitted these gorgeous hand warmers. These, I'm teaching an intensive knitting in around course with my friend Debbie at the moment, and we're using a free pattern called Friend Smith on a course, but I slightly changed these. I didn't do any ribbing, and I just knitted it all in stockinette, and there's my increases. But yeah, I absolutely love this colour so much. They're all done. I have got another pair on my needles here. I wanted to do a practice pair. Again, I'm using the stitch numbers from the Friend Smith, and then I was using a pattern. Oh, it's inside the envelope, I don't know if you can see, Tree of Life chart. There's a chart that you follow, but unfortunately I've gone wrong a couple of times. I just can't concentrate on charts at the minute. So this morning with my morning coffee, I'm going to pull this back and I'm going to knit another, just a plain pair, exactly like the pair I knitted. I really like them. Now I'm knitting them in drops. Can't remember the 4-ply wool and alpaca mix name now. I've lost all the ball bands and drops kid silk mohair, and I've just got enough. I've weighed the yarn. I've just got enough for another pair, so I thought I would try out this Tree of Life chart because my friend had bought me this kit, but I just can't do the chart at the minute, so I'll just pull them back and knit them plain. Right, my solicitor just rang. It's the 21st of May. It's Wednesday, and he's got all the documents in, and he's hoping to exchange contracts any moment now, so I'm very excited to complete on Friday. So I was going to show you a couple of pieces that I don't think I've shown you. I don't know if I showed you this cowl that I knitted with yarn that was gifted to me. It's a free pattern. I think it's called It's So Fast cowl, and it really is. It's got a lovely pattern. It's the same on both sides. Really enjoyable knit. It's just a 2-row repeat. And then I went on to knitting another cowl. This is another free pattern. This is by Pearl Soho. It's just some rows of knits and pearls, but I was lazy and I didn't want to purl, so I just did a short row at the end of the row there. I did short rows, and when I wanted to move on to purling, I just turned the work and went the other way. this is supposed to be 3 times as wide, but I just needed it until I had just enough yarn to cast off, and it does work like this. So yeah, lovely little cowl. And I wanted to show you my cheat de-stash. There's a few bits that I brought here in my shop. I brought in 3 Ziploc bags full of yarn. I've got a couple of balls of drops yarn in this bag for £2. I've got 4 balls of drops fable in here for £2, and I've got some cotton socks and fashion yarn in this bag. So that's my cheat de-stash. Hello, it is very late on Thursday the 22nd of May. I have exchanged today and moving tomorrow. This is just about all I've got left in the house. I've packed everything else and ready to go tomorrow. But I have obviously got my knitting left. I have cast on my vegan cashmere. I'm knitting a hat with this, and I really wanted to cast this yarn on as my last cast on this house because it's a very rich colour, and I chose very rich colours for this house. And all I've got left in my stash is this kit that my friend bought for me, and I want this to be the first cast on in my new house, and I will be looking forward to doing that tomorrow. So yeah, it's all go.